That was a lot.
That was a lot. Hello? Alright, this is kind of a pretty big deal. Not gonna lie. First fill up at a gas station, which means I drove it here, which is exciting for me personally. I got the pickle with me. I have all my tools. We're on the way. Okay, one thing. This car doesn't have cup holders. I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but I will do my best. Hi, yeah, I'm editing this video right now. We can all just ignore the fact that I have a unibrow sweat and a sweat stash going on. That'd be super cool. It was really hot that day, and I don't have AC. I don't know what you want from me. Okay, thanks, bye. Alright, so, little status update since last time we talked, which was, I believe, the first test drive in the Volvo. So, it was running like absolute dog shit, but the brakes work. So that's good. That was kind of the point of the test drive. So I think Thursday after work it was, where's that hair in my mouth? I got plugs, plug wires. I think that was it for parts, but I was gonna do a little work on the engine, figure out why it's running so shitty. It sounded like it was running like literally on 2 cylinders. So I wanted to make sure that I have, in fact, 4 functioning cylinders. I did that by loosening the plug wires on the spark plug and like pulling one at a time, seeing if the engine ran noticeably different. It did for each plug, so that meant that the 4 cylinders are working. But what I discovered was that one of the carbs was not getting fuel, so the valve that's in the float chamber was stuck shut. So I sprayed it with some brake clean, pushed air through it to pop it loose, threw back on to see if it would actually function, and it does now, so it runs considerably better. Definitely needs timing, needs some carb sinkage, but there was like a huge improvement from what it was before. So that's amazing. I did another little test drive on Thursday, and then I'm driving it again today. I actually took it out on my lunch break yesterday just because I can. I feel like I have a new fire under my ass with this car. I also have a Vision now. Maybe I'll show you the rendering, maybe I won't, but I'm super stoked on what this car can be, the potential it has. Right now it's definitely a certified shitbox. Pickles got in today and was like, Mom, what is going on? What Baroque boy activity is this? But little does he know, this is gonna be the coolest fucking project car I've had to date. So that is my little update. Right now we are heading to the boyfriend's place. I'm gonna work on my car there today. Got a timing light to work on some timing stuff. I got ATF for my carbs. And then I also want to look into cutting some springs perhaps, and getting the stance a little bit more dialed in. So I'm excited to go start tweaking on this thing. Let's get to it. Oh, it also might need an alignment. Maybe, I can't tell though.
And it says record. That's cool. You ready? Get the lighter. Nope. Can this be your thumbnail? You want to put the big dog on there so you look cool?
What's the big dog? No.
What are you doing today?
I'm lowering my springs.
Woo! 1.5? That's a lot.
Huh?
That's a lot.
That was a lot.
It doesn't have much to go on.
Can you see it though?
You'll see it start to move.
Yeah, but are you watching? Like, you'll tell me when to stop?
No, not really. I'm doing a lot of things at once.
Okay.
Okay. Same thing on the other side.
Travel still, what the fuck? There's a war!
Wow.
That's great.
Why is it all the way over there?
Huh?
Why is it all the way over there?
Tree back up, I want to see it from the distance.
Hopping on here to do a little outro action. It is now a few weeks in the future for you. For me, it's the present. Hello. I want to get some disclaimers out of the way. First of all, this is not a tutorial, nor am I recommending that you lower your car this way. This is how I chose to do it. It was free, and it looks sick as absolute frick. So do your own research and do to your car whatever you want to do. As far as the process goes, I didn't really walk and talk through this video because, like I said, not a tutorial, but I will catch you up in case there are some things that either I didn't film or you didn't see in this video. The process went as such. I measured the ride height as it was stock, front and rear obviously, and then I started with the fronts, and the procedure for the front was cutting them because of the style of coil that I have. So I have my initial measurements of what the ride height was. I kind of guessed for the initial cut how much I should cut off when we're building things. As we know, you can always cut more, but you can't add more material after you cut too much off. So I kind of played the whole process on the safe side because I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I cut 2 inches off the springs to begin with in the fronts, put the front suspension back together, lowered it, jumped on the bumper a few times, measured it, visually needed to be lower. So I went back, of course, after a visual inspection of what was going on under the car and the front suspension, making sure that I had more room to go. So once I knew that I did, I cut some more off, and then after the second cut, I was satisfied with the front ride height. Once I was satisfied with the fronts, I hopped over to the rear, and because of the style of the spring itself, you can't just cut them like I could the front. I had to revert to torching them. So with the supervision of my boyfriend, who is a professional oxyacetylene operator, I heated 1 coil at a time, going back and forth, collapsing the spring to then lower the ride height. And then in the rears in particular, I think we went back and forth between heating the spring and lowering the car and looking at it, measuring like 3 or 4 times, I want to say, but again, better to be on the safe side. The process was pretty long, however, super rewarding, visually at least. It looks absolutely slammed and super sick. And then for the bump stops, I ended up trimming them down. So I still have bump stops. I don't hit them when I'm street driving. Off-road and like in the dirt, it's a little bit of a different story, but I still have bump stops, and they're there if I need them. So the time that this video was filmed, it definitely still ran like dog shit. However, at this point, it looked super cool. And that gave me all the more motivation to get it running decently in order to be able to drive it around town. I'm pleased to report that as of current day, it runs a whole lot better after some tuning and timing and carb syncing and all that business. So stay tuned in the future, the next coming weeks. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below, as well as follow my Instagram. That will also be linked down below. And comment if A, you think the Volvo looks better, which I don't know how you would disagree with that. B, if you yourself have ever torched a spring on a vehicle, let me know. I'm curious if anyone at home has ever tried this method. So that's all I got for today's video. I'll see you in the next one.